Hello, my Taurus friends, and welcome. This will be a general weekly reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising for November 25th through December 1st. Of course, dates are approximate and flexible. You may find resonance with this message whenever you view it, or you may find none at all since it is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest for someone else, and never put anyone else's judgment or opinion above your own. Okay, so we have a card already for the physical realm. We have the Nine of Swords reversed. Wow, the mental realm already. The Three of Swords. Wow. And wow, that was fast. And the Ten of Cups reversed here. All right, what's going on, Taurus? Or what I should say, what was going on for you? Now I want to look back at your message for last week. Can I get the overall energy from the major arcana? Okay, the other cards came out quickly, but this overall energy is not. So I don't know if this will resonate with everyone, Taurus, but somebody needed this message because I feel like those cards jumped out so urgently and so, I mean, that's not usually the case for me anyway. I don't know, but I never force the cards, as you can tell, because I'm still going with the major arcana. But you know what? I feel as though it's taking so long that I'm going to come back to that. When it takes that long, I feel as though the universe is telling me, talk through what's here and then go back, because there might be a message in the overall energy. Okay. All right, let's take a look. So it's going to be very general here because only one card jumped out for each category. So this may end up applying to a lot of you, but you're letting go of something this week, something that had you either worried or upset or caused you to lose sleep, or all of the above, Now, this is so general, Taurus, that I feel as though this is something that upset you last week, something that didn't go your way, may have caused you a lack of sleep, but you're letting that go this week. You are making a concerted effort to let it go, right? And I mean, maybe this message is here because you need a reminder to do this, right? If you're recognizing this, if you're watching this and you're saying, well, yeah, something did disappoint me last week, but I'm not letting it go. I haven't let it go yet. Okay, I really view these cards as guides, not as predictors, right? So I feel as though some of you need to be reminded to let it go. And what I mean by that is when something doesn't go our way, or we get upset by someone or something stresses us out, we feel that stress, or we feel as though someone betrayed us, or anything, any negative feeling that you might have or experience that you might have, there is a tendency for the mind to keep returning to it, And sometimes our minds just return to it, and we just let that mind go, and we're not even really aware that we're doing it. We don't even realize that that's what we're doing, that's where we're going with this. So I feel as though this message is here to remind you to be mindful of it, to remind you to be in the now, and to remind yourself that this is no longer happening. This is something that you can let go, that you can put behind you. And, when I see the Three of Swords reversed also in the mental realm, this is what you're focused on. So you are focused on letting this go, but I just got the expression that came to mind. It's a double-edged sword, right? When you're focusing on letting it go, sometimes you start refocusing on it again. And I mean, I can give you many examples from my life. I'm sure you have many from your own life, but the message that, just recently I received some disappointing information about a situation where money was wrongly withheld from me over a period of 10 years. But there was no way of my knowing that, yet it was ruled that I should have filed the complaint 10 years ago when they first started withholding the money, but I was unaware of it. And I feel as though maybe this case was not looked at as closely as it should have been. It's not something that I was present for. It's really, a judge just looking at the material and listening to the two attorneys. So I felt very, very betrayed and disappointed in the justice system. But I knew I had to let it go. But sometimes when I thought about letting it go, I realized that I was just keeping that energy going again. So sometimes when it would come up, I would remind myself that there is value in this negative experience. There is value in this contrast. And part of the value is that if this had happened to the person I was 10 or 15 years ago, I wouldn't be able to let it go. And I wouldn't even try, because I would just be so focused on how wrong they did me and how dishonest they are and all that kind of stuff, right? So part of the value in the contrast that I do recognize is just being able to recognize my own expansion and being aware of it and being happy about it and seeing how far I've come. I'm sure there is even more value in it. Probably my better yet not great relationship with money vibrationally, right? My relationship with money has improved because I can let that large amount of money go and say, okay, I'm fine. And, there's nothing, there's nothing here that I can't, move on from and overcome. So anyway, that is part of the value that I found in it. So again, the double-edged sword here is when you're focusing on letting go of something, sometimes you end up refocusing on it again, because I do find that happens to me. And as I'm telling you this story, I am refocusing on it again. So I hope that story has value for you, because now I have stirred it up in my own vibration. Okay. And again, I feel the double-edged sword here. Okay, I brought it up again, yet I do see the value of it, and I've reminded myself of the value. So with the 10 of Cups reversed here, I just got the expression as soon as I picked up the card, to find your own inner peace and inner joy and to move forward, you have to leave everyone else out of it. I feel, Taurus, that this is about you and your personal expansion, perhaps, in recognizing the value in the contrast of this situation, recognizing the value in the negative experience. But I feel as though you have to leave everyone else out of it. I don't know exactly what that means for each of you, but I also just got, it's personal for you, Taurus. It's personal. So whatever this means, to find your joy and your expansion, the focus has to be on you and your joy and expansion, and leave everyone else out of it. I don't know if other people had a hand in this stress or this disappointment or this heartache, or if other people are weighing in on it. That may be the case for you. Other people, I do. For some of you, I feel as though other people are weighing in on it. Other people have their opinions, but I feel as though you need to leave others out of it. So let's see if we can get the overall energy here, or if there is some other message in what we're supposed to get for the overall energy here for Taurus. So can we get a major arcana card, the one that Taurus needs? Can we get the major arcana card for Taurus? At the very least, Taurus, remember that you're supposed to focus on your own expansion from this contrasting experience and leave others out of it. I feel very strongly about that. You know, maybe let go of what other people are saying, or other people's role in this contrasting experience. So okay, finally, all right. Really cool, Taurus, because it's the Tower. You've had a Tower experience, or as people like to say, the Tower moment. You've had the Tower moment, right? Now I know why the card came out at the end and took so long, because this is not an indication that you are going to go through a Tower moment this week. This is so I can explain what the Tower means to me, okay? And, you know, with each individual reader, it does matter what that card means to that person, because that person attracts it to them and then tells you, you know, either what their meaning for it is, or what their intuition tells them at the moment, however it works for each individual reader. But this card showed up at this time at the end because I wasn't supposed to interpret it as though you're going to have a Tower moment. This is for me to explain, but really I've already explained it. But now I know it with even way more clarity, okay? Tremendously more clarity, okay? And that is this, the recent contrasting experience that you had is here to shake you up, was here to shake you up intentionally. And it was here so you can throw out the old and start fresh, whatever that means to you, Taurus. Now, it's often a spiritual expansion. It is often the tossing out of old beliefs that do not serve you. Now, this is just an example. I'm not necessarily feeling that this is the case, but sometimes people are raised with certain religious beliefs that they may find outdated or oppressive or uncomfortable, yet when you're brought up with something, sometimes it's hard to let that go. But then you have some sort of an experience that kind of forces you to toss that out and let go of it. And it might shake you up a bit. Now that is just an example, Taurus. That is not necessarily what you are going through. You may be tossing out a relationship. You may be, moving to a new situation of sorts. It's so general here with one card in each position. So that leads me to believe that this could apply to a lot of you. Now, every piece of the message may not apply to you, although these two cards, go together, and so does this one. So I feel as though if you, I don't know if this message of leaving others out of it applies to everyone. And that may be why the Tower is here as part of the message. But you are supposed to take the bounce from this. You are supposed to allow the old to move out. You are not supposed to resist it. This is actually a good thing for you, even if you can't see it yet. That's also just what came to me. This is a good thing for you, even if you can't see it yet. And I also feel that the sooner you can relax into the idea that this shakeup was good for you, the sooner you can see the value in it and move forward again, possibly without anyone else's input, maybe even without anyone else's support, or maybe even leaving some people behind. Some of you might be, these might be the people whom you are tossing, right? These might be the people you're expelling from this burning tower, right? So now this is a weekly reading. It may not be as dramatic as that, or even as traumatic as that for each of you, right? It's a weekly reading. It's a general reading. The extent to which this tower experience affects you will totally vary. I mean, you might say, well, yeah, I did have something upsetting and disappointing, but I wouldn't call it a tower. Well, that may be true, but it also may be, again, that you need to get in line with the tossing of whatever this outdated aspect of your life that no longer serves you is. You may need to get in line with that. Okay, my Taurus friends, it is a general reading. It may not resonate with everyone. If it doesn't, you might want to check out your moon and rising signs, as I have found that they often resonate for whatever reason more than the sun sign. Maybe it's planetary positions at the moment. I don't know. Either way, my Taurus friends, I want to thank you for being with me, and I hope you have a fabulous week ahead. And let things go.